All right, just getting set up here. All right, looks like we're live. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to check one more thing really quick here. Let me know if anything is choppy or has bad audio or anything like that, because I will need to remedy that ASAP if you can't hear me. All right, we'll start with a couple puzzles here, just to warm up for funsies. All right, looks like it's a little bit laggy, so I apologize about that. Apologize for that. Just test one thing really quick. All right, looks like it's a little bit laggy. Okay. That looks good. That looks pretty good. All right, looking for a checkmating idea here. I spy queen sack. Beauty. Love to see it. Okay. Sorry, just checking one thing really fast. Sorry, just checking one. I think we're good here. Okay, hello, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you guys on. Just warming up with some puzzles. Probably do a little blitz here later. As per usual. Okay. So this, I've seen this, gosh, dozens of times in my own games. I think the move is to go here. Yeah. Trade queens and then eat a delicious bishop. All right, critical position, find a way to win material. Is there a queen fork here? That'd be real nice. Yes, there is. Or a knight fork, rather. Beauty. Okay. Hello. Welcome to the stream. How is the audio and how are the graphics for you guys? Because I fear it's a little bit choppy, but it's hard to, it's hard to tell from the streaming end. Hello, hello. All right, what do we got here? Win the queen, yes please. How can we do that? Attack the rook first. No. No idea. For the knight. I don't even know. Oh, okay. Sure, just because queen's going to recapture that, of course. Graphics kind of choppy, audio is good. Okay, glad to hear it. What is the biggest country? What do you mean? Just like on Earth? Checkmating idea. Let's find this. No. Oh, duh. Should have seen that. That's okay. Looking to win material here. Black to move. Let's win that queen. Got it. Russia. Yeah, sounds about right. I don't know if you meant like represented in the chat or anything like that. So, welcome, welcome. Winning a queen. I think I spy a queen right here. What am I missing? Okay. Easy enough. Looking for a checkmate. I spy checkmate on h7. If I play this check, he can't stop it. Beauty. Looking to win a queen here. Let's deflect the king. Take this guy. All right. How to win material. It's just an easy little capture, no? Yeah. Okay. Great. Great. All right, what else we got here? Find a way to end the game with checkmate. Well, that is the goal of every game. Oh yeah, I had this in a game the other day. It's pretty epic. Almost hung my queen there. That would have been embarrassing. I think I gotta go here. Yeah, nice. That is cool. All right, well, choppy graphics again is no fun, but I think that's just what we're gonna have to deal with at the moment. So we will do a slightly slower time control then. All right, let's do some, maybe a 10-minute game. Now let's do a rapid game. Let's go. See what we got. Dude from Indonesia. Good ol' E4. All right. Knight comes out. Standard stuff, Italian game. I'm gonna fried liver this dude. Oh, this is not the best move. Simply capture. Support the center. Beautiful development. Yeah, that's actually a clever gambit. Folks in the some lower rating ranges will I've fallen for it actually. We'll take the pawn, the quote free pawn. Then it just brings the queen out. And since this pawn is weak, if you castle, you're in immediate danger. It's, yeah, it gets pretty messy. Easiest thing is to just trade off their only active piece. And now look at this massive lead in development we have. Pretty strong center. Yeah, I got no issues with this. Can even throw a check in here. I think we should. Yeah, and then what next? Okay, let's see. Are we still live? I just had a notification saying, okay, looks like we're okay. All right, we'll keep this as is. If things become, problematic, just let me know. Or if everybody drops off at once, then I'll definitely know, and I'll just restart it. Okay, let's jump out this way. This looks like a nice move. Bishop can't take because he's pinned, and I attack this pawn. Also threatening this pawn over here. Let's see what we got. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Just playing some rapid chess here on this Tuesday night. Happy Easter to all. All right, Mr. from Indonesia, what you got for us? Welcome, welcome. Good. Good for me. Day has been good. How about you? Where are you coming from? Always love to ask that question. Oh, this looks like fun. Can we pile pressure? Then what? He just kicks? Maybe we just take this free pawn. Attacking the rook. Another pawn incoming. Too slow. Who's too slow? Graphics are too slow? Or am I too slow? I might be too slow. Also, there's a nicer developing square for our knight. USA. Sweet. What part in the US are you from? I'm in the Midwest. As I say, Midwest is best. Queen is out in the open. You bet it is. All right, should we just keep eating pawns? Feels greedy, but I don't see a problem with it. Oh, you know what's... Well, it doesn't really do anything. I was going to go here. Because then if he takes, I take here. But again, it doesn't do anything. So let's just eat another pawn. His knight now has no good squares. Not only that, yeah, now I'm just attacking another pawn. Yeah, queen is out in the open, but look at my opponent's pieces. They're all just like... These two guys are both pinned to the king. All right, not anymore. It's okay. Rook comes out. That's fine. But I'm actually now attacking this pawn too. I think I'm going to take... No, I can't do that. That would be bad because of this move. So let's prep it by playing this. Yeah, I'm just up 2 pawns cleanly out of the opening. And he's got... Yeah, I'm ready to go here, here. Oops, not there. B6, that's where I want to go. Any advice for a chess player stuck at 600 elo? Yes, I have some advice for you. Right here is the logo for the Chess Lab. Chess Lab is this... all right, man. Thanks for joining on the stream. Iowa represent. Good to see the Midwest is a strong presence here on the stream. Catch you on the next one. All right, 600 elo. Yeah, so Chess Lab, school community. I'm building out the courses right now. There's actually several modules live already. It's a free online community for chess players who are, starting out on their chess journey, looking to improve. And yeah, we have live coaching every single Monday. So definitely be there for that. Link is in my bio. And then in addition, all of these practical games, so games where I explain what's going on during the game, I include the analyses in there. So if you want to review those, definitely join the Chess Lab. I'll drop the link actually in the comments here. Looks like our opponent disconnected here. Sucks. That's okay. All right, let's check out. So here's the Chess Lab. Do a quick look here. I'll have to zoom out so you guys can see it. So yeah, this is the about page of the school community. If you're not a member, then you can't even see that. On the right side, if I shrink. Hold on, I'm trying to get in frame without messing up my screen settings here. All right, I'm not getting it. Anyway, off to the right is can kind of see it. Yeah, so this little button here will say, it'll be yellow and it will say join now. So yeah, join if you're interested in getting better at chess. We'll have live coaching calls just like this. So you'll be able to get direct feedback on your own games. And then there's also courses in the classroom. So I'm actually building out these as well. And then we're also going to have tournaments and stuff like that in there. So direct feedback, great way to learn, great way to get better. It's a ton of fun. It's a blast. So let me drop that in the chat here. All right, let's review this guy. So yeah, our opponent here, out of the opening, he went for a gambit that fortunately I'd seen before, so I didn't fall for it, but just got him in a not so great position, and he just kept bleeding pawns. So, all right, good old Italian game opening. Yeah, he jumps in. Easiest move is to just trade, develop in the center. Castle your king out of the center. So this is a clever move. It's actually a sneaky hidden tactic when they play this, because this bishop here cannot retreat back because the pawn is in the way. What they're prepping next is this pawn push. Bishop has only one safe square to go to. It's right here. And then they push here, supported by that pawn, and the bishop is trapped. Best move would then be to play a desperado, meaning, oh, the bishop is going to die anyway, may as well take something down with it, and then attack this pawn. You eat a pawn, you force the king to lose castling rights. But I was like, no sense in giving up a bishop for just a pawn, even if it brings the king out, so I just played a4. No problem. Computer actually likes this move. Sets up an old scholar's mate here. Could defend like this, could defend like this. But then I would just take, so this might be best. Yeah. All right, back to the game. Then he pushes in the center, and I'm like, okay, I'm happy to take that because if he can't recapture the queen, otherwise he loses the queen. Recaptures the pawn, I throw in a check. He has to block. I throw in this check. Now the bishop blocks. Now both of these bishops are pinned. Dark squared bishop can't move, otherwise the rook takes the king. That's illegal. Same thing with the light squared bishop, can't move, otherwise my light squared bishop takes the king. Another legal move. All right, queen comes out. Whenever you have a pin, you PP on the PP, meaning you put pressure on the pinned piece. So this guy cannot move in this direction because he's pinned to the king. he can only go this way, in which case I would just recapture. So this queen is not in danger because she can't be captured. Additionally, the queen is also attacking this pawn and this pawn. What does he do? He defends this pawn. Probably the wisest pawn to defend because this one doesn't have any supporting pawns that can defend anymore. So I take. Now the rook is under fire. He could develop this way, but then I would take that because the bishop can't take because the bishop is pinned. So he pushes a pawn. That's best because the pawn is defended by the knight. So I take the other pawn. Then he trades, and I threw in what's called a Zwischenzug, or an intermezzo, an in-between move, where the most natural move is recapturing this bishop with either the pawn or the queen. But when you're up material, you can trade. So I throw in this check, capturing the queen, trading off the queen, and then I recapture the bishop. You can beat Magnus Carlsen. Congratulations. I certainly can't. What's your rating? All right. And then the king moves over. We just developed towards the center, and our opponent left the game. Not sure what happened. One time, I didn't intentionally abandon the game, but it just happened when my phone died. I was playing on my phone. I had to race up to my computer, and by the time I got to my computer, the game had timed out. So, is what it is. It happens. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. You don't know your rating. Well, then you probably can't beat Magnus Carlsen. Okay, let's do another one. Thank you. Yes, welcome to the stream. Let's do some more 10-minute chess here. Playing some rapid. All right, dude from India. All right, more Italian game. Let's see if he plays the same exact gambit. Nope, he's playing Fildor, which is all good. All good. We'll push here. Okay, so that's actually not the best move because what I can do is sacrifice the knight. And that looks like a huge blunder. Oh no, my queen. What if he takes the queen, he loses the game? So, appreciate it. All right, threatening checkmate in 1. He recaptures here, we pick up the knight this way. So yeah, this is a little trap in the Philidor defense. So definitely know this one. All right, got our material back, and with the knight sacrifice, we went up a pawn. Not too bad out of the opening. I will say this is oftentimes where I screw up, so let's not do that. We'll start with, what should we do here? Simply defending our strong center. Yeah, let's do that. I can do this, pin the queen to the king. He can push. He's not careful, he loses that pawn. No. Let's play it safe. Follow opening principles. Need to see that again. Teach that one, yeah, for sure. It's a checkmate by sacrificing the queen. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it's such a satisfying one. Yeah, we'll go over it again. Okay. Put some pressure on this knight here. What's he got? Can do this. They have a route material you can trade. Takes knight, I recapture the knight. Actually, no, I think that's too risky. I think the best move is to play this first. Maybe this one. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, this, now I attack the bishop, threatening to ruin the pawn structure and threatening to win a pawn. Actually, I don't want to capture with the knight because then I can get my knight pinned. That would not be good. So I'd probably capture with the queen, potentially even look for a queen trade. Okay, yeah, that was pretty good. But now I win a pawn, right? Yeah. And I threaten the rook at the end of the line. Rook comes over. Threaten the bishop again. If he takes, I win the bishop. He's got to defend somehow. Okay, good, good, good. Let's, I'm gonna go this way. Now we're up 2 pawns. Love to see it. Love to see it. Actually, I don't need to move the knight at all. So let's not. Let's just, I don't want to open that up just yet. Yeah, he's looking to come in. Let's just build up on the light squares, I think. Spicy opening, simple mid-game tactics. That's, yeah, honestly, that's the plan. Nothing too fancy, you know? All right, so he's attacking a pawn, but it doesn't even do anything because I just, wait a second. Okay, this bishop just left the f8 square. On the f8 square, it was defending the e7 square, like this. By vacating this square, he's no longer defending e7, which means that this square is now free for my knight to jump in. That comes with the fork where I win a rook. Thank you for the rook. Now I support even more, and the bishop can no longer touch any of my pawns except that one. Yeah, that's a nice little saddle for that bishop, but I move my king out of the way. Now my pawn is no longer pinned. Oh, he wants to trade? Yeah, I'm happy to trade. That's a terrible move for him because now he has 3 isolated pawns. I do this. Now my rooks are free to come up wherever. Take that file, thank you. Didn't see it's fired 1200. I miss tactics all the time. I hate to admit it, actually. That's why I do puzzles, to be totally honest. That is precisely why I do puzzles. Okay, do not want to blunder, so I'm going to stay on the light squares for the time being. This actually attacks a pawn. All right, now I'm going to go... shoot, I don't want to get the rook trapped. Maybe I can swindle him here. Oh, this is okay. Wait. There we go. Connect 4. I win. Wow. Okay. Great. Well, that means now I can do this. Maybe we push over here. This rook is never getting in. Not without sacrificing. Okay, shut that down. That's fine. Let's go this way. Yeah. This rook is just going to be a thorn in his side. His king is in a cage. Okay, not sure what he's planning there. But now I can do this. Yeah. If he comes down, then I can take here. All right, good. Threatening this. Wants to trade. Happy with that. And thus we've created a passed pawn. A passed pawn is a pawn that cannot be captured or blocked by any enemy pawns. We're going to put the king back in the box. And we're just going to push. And we're just going to march into the enemy position. Too many pawns, he can't stop them all. And he didn't come forward in time. So, matter of fact, I can even sacrifice once the king steps away. Let's go up. Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate the vote of confidence. Yeah, I'm waiting for the resignation. Take the bishop. I will. I sure will at some point. Hello. Okay, there it is. Resignation. That was a clean game. Oftentimes when I play faster time controls, I play like total crap. But this one was a little bit better. So, okay. Probably excited, more time to think. Wow, look at this. 90% accuracy. Love to see it. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Mr. Brilliant. All right, we'll take a look. I probably did. Computer says I got a brilliant out of the opening. That's okay. I don't always consider those brilliants because, I mean, you study them. But when you find a brilliant tactic later in the game, that's really satisfying. But this was on move 6. All right. Philidor. So the key thing is to kick this bishop. Bishop comes, steps away, and you'll notice the double question mark because the knight says, thank you for the pawn. And as a player, you go, oh no, my queen, right? Because if black takes your queen, it's automatic game over. Why? They just lost a queen. Because 1, king has only 1 square, and 2 is mate. Look at that. Knight defends the bishop. Knight defends this square. Bishop defends these 2 squares. And this knight defends these 2 squares. So, boom, that's mate. It's called the Legal mate. Definitely. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate the follow. Yes, and when black plays a Philidor defense. And the key thing is to kick the bishop first. Right? When the bishop comes out to pin your knight, if the bishop is still here, you can't sacrifice the knight. Because they'll just take your queen. I forget exactly. I'd have to look at the position again. But yeah, when the bishop is out here and then they take your queen, then you're free to play. So, okay. All right, back to the game. He said, I'm not going to take the bait. He said he captured the knight, which is the best move, because you're sacrificing 3 points of material for a pawn. Well, you better take those 3 points. I recapture this bishop. It doesn't quite renew the threat of mate in 1 because the knight is defending. Best move is to capture the bishop there, go up in material, but then you just check and fork the king and the knight, and you get it right back. All right, so there it wants me to strike at the center, which I just wanted to support the central pawn, open up my dark squared bishop, castle. Yeah, there I was thinking about moving the queen over, but I was like, best to castle, follow opening principles first. All right, then he castles, and this actually would no longer pin the queen to the king because the king is no longer there. So he has no obligation to take. He could just move his queen out of the way. Wouldn't even really be obliged to take if he's pinned, but it limits the mobility of the queen. Here I pin the knight. He moves the rook over. I slide my rook over. Why? Because I'm looking at this square. When I take, this is looking at this square. And then when I want to come in to attack the bishop and this pawn, the bishop can now see this pawn. So I prophylactically move my rook over to b1. He plays this random pawn move, doesn't really do much. So I capture and immediately attack that bishop. He drops back. Computer likes the advancement of the bishop. I was like, okay, well, that's a pawn. He trades queens. Computer says it's the best. Makes sense, although when you're down material, it's not great to trade. But the reason that's the best is because, let's say he doesn't, this bishop is double attacked. So he'd be good trading down even more material. Let's say a queen went here, then I'm trading even more, right? With knight or bishop takes. So okay, queen captures, knight recaptures, attacking the rook. He comes over. Let's come right back. That is the knight's favorite square because the knight cannot be kicked by any opposing pawns or by the opponent's bishop. So if the knight's ever going to leave, it's either by choice or by sacrifice. So, all right, bishop drops back. It's a solid square. Computer likes it coming forward, being more active. More active square, that's okay. I start defending the center, my pawn structure, because that pawn is under attack. He pushes, and I just start building up these pawns. He attacks this pawn again, but it opened up that fork. Computer is okay with the move, but it does force him to go down even more in material. Boom, now I'm up 4 points of material. Great. Here I move this next pawn forward, and now my only pieces on dark squares are this pawn and my king. So this bishop is almost completely useless, except for limiting the mobility of my rooks. So okay, he comes in and pin that pawn. Fine, I slide out of the way. He's looking to trade. I'm happy to trade on him up material. Pawn comes up, rook comes over, immediately challenge him for the file. Hello, welcome to the stream. He says no, so I say, okay, I'm hopping into the position. Bishop attempts to lock my rook in jail. Smart move. Smart move. It's also defending the pawn. Here I can play this because if he takes, right, I capture the pawn and I threaten the bishop. So then his bishop's got to move, and then my rook is free to retreat or find a better square. Instead, he comes forward with the king, but that allows my pawn to sneak through the line of sight of this bishop. And now my rook is solidified here, and it's happy because it can't be kicked by any enemy pawns. And if he trades, he's just down so much material. May as well. The rook is in jail, exactly. May as well resign. Okay, so he starts advancing. I start advancing over here. He shuts that down. I'm like, fine. Let's just march the king. Now his rook left the queen side, so I'm able to trade, open things up. One more move, I can create a passer. But he looks to trade. I'm like, all right, great. I'll trade. And now I have my passer. A pawn. Starts marching the king. I push. Push and P, as Hikaru says. Push and pawns. King comes over, and the rook just locks the king out. King cannot advance past the rook's line of sight. And the rook can't be dislodged because he's got a dark squared bishop. And this is why rooks are stronger than bishops. I push again. He blocks. I start marching the king. Marching, marching, marching. And then here he resigns. There's no way to defend all of these and stop this. So, good game. Exactly. Simplify. When you're up material, you can trade. Reason being, let's say you have both queens are on the board, each side is both rooks, and say one minor piece, but one side is down a pawn, right? So then you're at 19, 22 plus, let's say, 5 and 4 pawns, so 26 and 27 points of material. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. But as soon as you start trading down material, right, if you're down to 8 points of material versus 9 points of material, that one missing pawn is feels like a little bit more than just a simple slight difference in material. And then of course when you're down to 2 pawns versus 1 pawn, it's just like you have double the material. So all right, so you're looking at the rook sack. You're talking about right here. So let's see. If I take, all right, computer doesn't appreciate it as a brilliant, but like, you're right, the king can't even stop the pawn, so may as well run the other way. Computer says it should run the other way. So yeah, that's totally a viable option in this position here. Could have sacrificed. I wanted to do it a little bit more cleanly. Had 4 minutes of the clock, so I could have, hey, appreciate the follow. Could have calculated that out, but I knew these pawns weren't going anywhere. This pawn wasn't going anywhere, so I had time to march the king. So, and yeah, the computer actually wants you to take there, so good call. All right, let's do another one here. Maybe a couple more, just a short live today. Might go live tomorrow, earlier in the day though, if people are interested in joining. So, also join the chess lab if you haven't already. Link in bio, and got courses, got live events, got live coaching. It's a blast. All right, I don't know this opening. You're looking to trap the bishop? Kick the knight? Honestly, don't know. I don't mind that at all. I'm just going to play here. Actually, I can't even take that. That's annoying. Okay, let's capture towards the center, eyeing this pawn. Yeah, see, but now I castle and he has to recapture. Or he has to oh, okay, maybe not. That is just a pawn. Thanks for the pawn. Appreciate it. I'd love to kick this bishop first. He takes. I think that's better, actually. Yeah, I know I have isolated double pawns, but I think I'll be okay. Yeah, okay. But if he goes here, then I own double. He sure played quickly out of the opening. Push pawns, yes sir. All right, I'm gonna open up this file towards my rook, or for my rook. Okay. Pressure on this pawn. Okay, now we just kick. Then we go up another pawn, don't we? Went for a quick attack here, but I don't think it was quite enough. He might even sacrifice. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, that just doesn't quite do enough. Okay, now he's threatening. Okay. So yeah, I know I'm being pinned, but it's okay because I have a counter punch. Yeah, what does this even do? Now I'm just up 3 points of material. Yeah, let's see if we can force a trade. That would be great. We're also attacking this pawn. You should resign. Dude, your belief in my chess skills is like so strong. I don't know that I'm as good as you seem to think I am. I appreciate it though. It's awesome. Okay. Can I just no? Can I get forked? No, actually that's okay. Check. If I do this first, then what? He's attacking this, but I don't really care. Or should I just take? Nah, bring on the fork. All right. Threatening mate in 1. Also have this. I have to do this first though. Get my rooks over. All right, let's do it. All right, threatening a fork. Let's see if he sees it. Nope. All right, just like last time, I got a fork. I missed a queen fork. Oh, you're right. Dang. That's okay. This is totally crushing anyway. All right, let's not lose that pawn first, and then we'll take this one. All right. Thank you. Okay. Let's just chill. Let's come forward a little bit. This is a nice move. That was a nice move too. Too bad it doesn't really do anything. Just gonna run around my pawn here. Now his pawn is really pinned. Okay. We'll take this. Dare you to come down and check me. Nice. He's just gonna lose another pawn. Might go here though, which is smart. Oh wow. Okay. I think I take the free pawn first. And this one. Dude just hates his pawns. All right, we're up 9 points of material, so it's the equivalent of having a queen. All right, check, sir. Oh, we gotta connect 4. Win. All right, another pawn. Okay, let's get nice and cozy with this rook here. Don't know where he's going. King has to come here or here to save the rook, or rook has to run. In which case I get yet another pawn. All right. It's gonna get mated here. What's the fastest way to do this? Yeah, I think it's here. Yeah, got him. Got him with that ladder mate. Not quite. Though I'm threatening to win the rook. So, what you got, broski? All right, well, let's just, I mean, trade the rook. And then push. All right. How many rooks can we get here? Oh, rich. So this is actually kind of disrespectful. Don't do this in your games. All right, so let's push the king over and ensure we don't stalemate. Oh, this is too funny. Okay, rook here is, I mean, it's all clean, so. All right, let's have some fun. Okay, let's march the king. Okay, So now what we got to do is this. Yeah, and the king will always have squares to go to. And then we'll go... I got to bring this rook here. Yeah. We'll just keep the king outside the box for now. Bring this rook, king will come forward. Yeah. And we'll go here, here, and then we'll bring this this rook back. All right, king h2 checkmate. Got him. Oh, okay, that was enjoyable. All right, let's review this guy. 50 moves, not 40. Yes, okay, sorry, I was not paying attention to the chat during this. All right, do I only play rapid? No, I typically play Blitz, actually. I do some bullet every now and then, especially if I'm tanking in Blitz and I need to like figure out how to spot tactics quicker. I'll do some bullet. But yeah, usually Blitz. And then since the lag has been so bad lately in my games, in the streams, I've been doing more bullet, or sorry, more rapid, slow it down and be able to, you know, not run out of time in a 3-minute game, for instance. So gonna draw by the 40 move rule. So yeah, that only applies if no captures have been made or no pawns have been pushed. But I was pushing pawns pretty much that entire time until I got that last rook. And once that last rook was promoted, then then I have to start paying attention to that 50 move rule. And we can check, but I think it was probably 15 moves or less where I got the mate after that. So let's go all the way down to the bottom. I was playing black. So yeah, this rook promotion here was on the 84th move, and I checkmated him on move 100. So yeah, only 16 moves later, so I didn't have to worry about that. Wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. Yeah, I mean, you could just say it's the punishment for not resigning. Can we play? Yeah, hey, send me a request. Join the chess lab, and or if you see my username right there, Team Solo, send a request, and we can play offline whenever, or next stream. Okay, yeah, 3-0 is what you play. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's, to me, they're a little bit more fun in the sense that, you know, things are moving. Like, you gotta think quickly, you gotta find tactics quickly, and if you lose, then you can just, you know, start another game and get it right back, things like that. These games are a little bit more fun because you have more time to think about the moves and, you know, chat with people. So, yeah. Wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. Hey, this is what you get for not resigning. I mean, you know what they say, especially below like 2,000, never resign. Never, ever resign, because I could have easily stalemated probably 50 different ways. You know, for example, if I accidentally promoted to a queen and the king was locked, you know, on this square, for instance, and this was a queen, I mean, that would just suck. Other stalemates, you know, if I bring this rook down and then, you know, do something like this and then move my king, then, or if the rook is here, for instance, like, you can lock the king in a box with rooks, because obviously that's what rooks do. So, but yeah, I mean, if you don't resign, you're gonna get you're gonna get mated with 7 rooks on the board, and you're gonna get checkmated by a king move. So, yeah, I will say shout out to Akeem Brown. Chess with Akeem is his social handle. He does this with opponents who don't resign. He mates with the king with a bajillion pieces on the board. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, the game was really over. Gosh. Basically here, you know? I mean, I'd mate in 4. Okay, so yeah, that was the checkmate, was to throw the rook the other way. I went with the wrong rook. It's okay, I mean, it's totally crushing. And then here I was like, all right, well, I can just trade rooks. And then here the game is basically over. I mean, it's a matter of 3 squares to a queen and quick ladder. But when they don't resign, you can see it as they don't believe that you can win. That could be one possibility. Number 2 is they're just having fun, you know, and that's obviously the most fun version, so that's what we were playing out. Or 3 is they're being disrespectful, and so you can, quote, be disrespectful while playing, you know, by playing, dragging it out 47 more moves and promoting 6 more pawns, just for funsies. So they gotta learn, exactly. All right, let's do one more. It's pretty late here where I am, and got early mornings with kiddos and stuff, so. Alrighty, Dan with a bunch of 09s from Australia. Okay, modern defense, I don't really know this, but I follow the golden rule, golden moves. Just develop towards the center, and I like this little trick. If ever they advance this way, for instance. Okay, I'm going to do this, and he's going to take my knight, and I'm going to say that's fine. Because then it opens up my rook. Or maybe he's not. Alright, I don't really want to show my hand, but it looks like he's castling kingside. There it is. Maybe he will castle into danger. That'd be nice. Nice. All right. So now what we want is a free pawn. We always take those. What? I don't want to give up my bishop just yet. He's going to push, and that's fine. But then we're going to push this way. Oh, maybe now I give it up. Yeah, because I like this pawn push a little bit too much to not allow it to happen. Also, I got this square for my knight, which is super strong. Maybe I should take that first before pushing. Yeah, I mean, the knight gets in here, it can't be removed. Except by this knight, I suppose. But you best bet that pawn push is coming next. Okay, now he's, I don't know what he's doing. Pawn storm for the win. He takes. Oh, great. I can hop in this square anyway, which is where I wanted to be. Maybe bring this rook over. Maybe not yet. All right, let's extra support this. Maybe I go here first. No. And I undouble my pawns. Nice little perk. Okay, yeah, now we push. Check. Yeah. Can I push? That would be so funny. I think I can. No, not quite. Because takes, queen comes in with check. King comes up, let's say. This doesn't really do anything. Queen can slide over, rook can come over. Okay, so let's take here first. Regardless, we're up a pawn, and we have a passer on h6. Ooh, that looks like a nice juicy square. Yeah, if I can come in here, that's mate. Granted, he has this. He also can capture this pawn, but I'm not even worried about that. Okay, nice. Now I think, oh, can't play that anymore. Let's do this first. What I want to do is kick the queen. That's what I want to do. I think he's trying to bring the rook over. Alright, that weakens my dark squares. I'm currently covering them. If I go there, then he just simply goes here. Maybe we just push everything. He wants to trade, happily. Takes, push, takes. I have a passer. Do I lock up his structure? No, I don't think that does anything. Oh yeah, connect 4 again. Love to see it. Ooh, that's a nice move. Threaten this here. Fork. Keep pushing. Let's keep pushing. Wait, this allows me to do this. Hmm. His next move is to go here. I think I need to move my king. Oh, what the heck? Let's go for it. Yeah, he has to sack, right? I think I'm just going to go here and push everything. Like that. How do you stop both? Okay. Let's go here, actually. Yeah. And here. Okay. Yeah. He has to go here if he wants to save it. Okay. Queen. Yeah, this is it. All right, let's get in here. GG. We'll win this pawn next. I don't even need the other one. I'll go here, here, here. All right, good game. This is gonna be the last one. I'll review it. Sorry, guys, I was not paying attention. I apologize. Oh shoot, let me abort this. Okay, I meant to click review. Yeah, so sorry. I was not paying attention to the chat there. I was totally locked in, trying not to blunder worse than I did. Okay. How long ago did I begin playing chess? So I learned as a kid, but I really only started playing more regularly about 2 years ago. Push the pawn. Win the rook. Okay, win the rook. I didn't see a way to win the rook. And I had a fork. All right, let's no way I'm 1600. Yeah, well, one thing you'll learn is in Rapid specifically, people end up getting pretty high ratings. I think because you can find pretty good moves with the amount of time that you have in Rapid, especially out of the opening. And so somebody who's unprepared can lose quickly and then just, hand over elo. But yeah, in terms of advanced tactics and stuff, yeah, you got to study to get pretty good. So, all right, let's see what I missed. Modern, whatever. Okay, so I pushed the wrong pawn here. Probably because the computer wants me to castle kingside, like a normal person. There it wants the queenside castle. And yeah, he just castled right into danger. Not only that, he gave up a pawn. Okay, great. Okay, so computer did want me to take the knight first. Did next. And then I push. Okay, solidify in the center. Push. Check. Okay, computer didn't love that move. Check. King runs to the corner. come into the position. Kick the queen, looking for a trade. That's fine because I'm up 1 pawn. All right, and here's where things got hilarious. It wanted me to take there. Maybe because I have a check. Yeah. So if I do this and he recaptures, right? Then I have this check. The king's got to run. And then this pawn is just a menace. So, okay. Anyway. Yeah, so here I pushed. Takes. I was eyeing this fork. And computer wants the rook to take. Rook comes in. Here I was looking to get another pawn next to it to get connected passers, which I got right here. Rook comes over. Yeah, okay, so you guys are calling out this fork. The issue is he just checks me here, and then he runs. That's why I didn't play it, right? So let's say I do this. Like, then what? Boom, check. Not only that, I got to run, and then he's able to stop this pawn. He can even throw in another check first. So, all right, maybe there's another fork that you're referring to. That's okay. But yeah, so I defend the pawn first. He pushes this way. Then I got out of the way of this pawn, in case I did want to push. Because then I'm re-threatening the fork, and then it was no longer there. So I brought my other rook over, so I could push that pawn. He double attacked this pawn, but I could easily slide out of the way. And then if he were to retreat, I'll just push again like this. Instead, he took this way. But now, yes, my rook is overloaded. However, he'd be sacrificing material, sacrificing a rook just to win a pawn. So, yeah, once the king came forward, my rook slides in. I'm looking for a trade. He trades, but now he can't stop my pawns. He wanted me to queen there. Are you serious? Takes. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, that's what ended up happening anyway after I slid the rook back. Queen. All right, so he got 2 more pawns for his rook. But I started up 1 point of material, so now I'm up 3 points of material. Pawn wasn't double attacked, it was defended. Yes, but I wanted to push. So the connected pawn would have been out of the picture. Okay, just gobbling up every single pawn. Okay, yeah, so from here, the plan was to bring the rook over, eat this pawn. I could just check with the king and rook, or checkmate, but easiest is to just finish, grab another powerful piece, and then ladder mate. So, all right. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're actually just wrapping up here, so yeah, glad to be playing chess with you guys. It's chess is a fun game. Can you play in Bullet? Sure. Yeah, send it over. Panthers 71. Are you gonna send a request or you need me to? Sent one. Okay. Panthers ham buckets. Let's go. All right. You're probably gonna crush me here. All right, 1 minute bullet. All right, so I'm like super laggy right now, so I hope I don't suck. All right, let's play some bullet. Nice. I think you're losing a horsey here. Okay, I'll take that. Thank you. Let's not suck. Okay, I'll take that too. Thank you. And this guy. Oh man, I'm like totally running out of time here. Dang it. Oh gosh. I got no time on the clock here. All right. That was insanity. I 0.6, all of my last moves were pre-moves. Yeah, I was totally running out of time there. Yeah, so opening was tricky. We definitely spent like 20 seconds on the first 3 moves. So that was definitely a waste of time there. But yeah, and then the game just went off the rails. So usually, yeah, no, when your moves are unpredictable, it gets really tough. When people are, you know, expecting this or that move, then all of a sudden they see your move, they think it's a real threat, and they're like, I don't know what to do. So it forces them, yeah, to have more time, take more time to react. So thanks for playing. Yeah, join the next stream, and yeah, everyone who joined, glad to see you there. Join the chess lab. Get better at your chess, have some fun. Exclusive coaching access on Mondays, and you know, there's courses in there. We're gonna have tournaments, etc. So, all right, peace out, y'all. Thanks for joining.